In this video, I'm going to show how to select a group of features on the map and then perform a bulk update of an attribute using the selection tools rectangle and lasso. After that, then I'm going to drill into a single feature and then go to the construction units and change the year value on that and then save it so you can see it done as one smooth process. The first thing I'm going to do is select the features. And so if you are on the OpenPoint tab at the top, and you can see there's a select button here in the upper left-hand corner, and I'm going to select rectangle. This is the most commonly used of all the selection tools, and you can just simply draw out a rectangle, and then it will select those features on the map. And from there, you could go into the attributes and edit those. And so I want to show a different tool here, going back to the select button, and then I'm going to select lasso. This lets you get more precise, so I can actually start drawing specifically around just those features that I want to be included in the selection. So I can get a lot better placement that way if that's important for whatever project you're working on. So I'm going to draw it just like this. So I'm only selecting this group that you see highlighted. Your highlight color might be different since that's a configurable setting. So in order to change the attributes, we need to first go to the attributes window. So up again in the upper left, there's the attributes button, and that will open up the attributes pane. This might show up in a different location for you than me, but it should be somewhere on your desktop. So it's showing everything in this window that's been highlighted on the map, and it does it grouped by the feature class. So you can see the devices at the top. I'm going to minimize that. We can see our banks, which are mostly meters in this case. And then I'm going to be updating some poles. And so you can see those listed here. And there's a variety of different ones here. Now, I'm only going to do a small subset of these. So I'm going to click on one. And I can click on one and I can go in and I can just change one of these values if I wanted to. But I can also do multiples at once. So if I go in here and click on the first one and then I shift click, then I will be selecting just a subset of the total that was in that list. And so another way to do this too is if you have all the poles in this example or all the stations that you want in this short list, if you just click up in here, that's the same as if you had selected or highlighted everything in that particular group. But in this case, I just want a subset. So I'm going to select those. And then I want to change my year installed. So let's say these were all supposed to be 1982. So I entered that for my year install. And that's all I have to do for the attribute. I have auto apply turned on, so that's going to automatically do that. If that auto apply is not turned on, then you'll have to click the apply button before you can move on. So let's check our results. I'm going to click on one of the poles that I previously selected and updated. And then I'm going to take a look at the year install. And there it is, 1982, just like we selected. And then we'll go to another one, same thing, 1982. So I can keep going, and they should all match that same value. And so now let's say you're in a situation where you're having OpenPoint do a bulk updating of all the construction unit year installs for everything that you've set a year install date to on the attributes. But in some cases, maybe there's going to be a few situations where you know that you need to update something else on the pole or whatever the feature is manually. That's going to be not the same as that same date value. So to do that, let's go and click on a pole, and we're going to go back to construction units. And we can see we've got an arrestor and a pole and a cutout that were all in the original value, which was 1976. So let's say the pole is going to automatically get updated to 1982, but we need the arrestor and the cutout to be more current because there was some kind of a replacement that happened before that. So before we can do edits, you always have to click on the little lock button here. So I'm going to do that, and then you click on the construction unit in the grid, and then you just go down and change the value. Say, let's say this is supposed to be 2020, and then click on save, and then I can go to the next one on the cutout and do the same thing there, and click save. And you can, of course, continue to do that, throughout that selection and modifying the construction units that will be different than the other installation year. And that's all there is to that.